Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar for today. My name is Ivory, and I will be your moderator for today's presentation. At the end of this presentation, we will take some of your questions. You may want to enter them into the question box. Just make sure that you put a detailed and specific question, just in case it is a question coming from something that we have already go over from the start of the presentation. And at the same time, it will also make sure that we know exactly what you're talking about. Any questions that we can't answer today, we can answer them offline afterwards, or you can submit and track tickets on the portal at support.windwardsoftware.com, and support can be able to help you out with any of your questions. And also now you can access past webinar presentations on our website. All the presentations are in there at www.windwardsoftware.com/webinar. Today's presentation, we're going to be discussing receiving and selling a roll of materials, which is also a great topic. And our speaker for today is Annabelle. She's one of our tenured software specialists from Windward, and she's with the company for over 5 years now. So let's get started. Take it away, Annabelle.
Thank you, Ivory. Hello, everyone. I will be your presenter for today's webinar about receiving and selling a roll of material. So, what are the things that we'll be discussing? The first one is how to receive a roll of material and sell it by the roll or by the foot, and how to track how many feet are remaining on the cut roll. So for this webinar, we'll be able to order in a roll of materials, perhaps like fabrics or something to that effect. And through a case of breakdown, we'll be able to have it by the foot. And we will be using case breakdown with select lot options in this webinar, and I'll just show you later on. So with the case breakdown, I will be able to break down the roll of material into by foot, and with the select by lots option, we'll be able to track how many feet are remaining on the cut roll. So for the setup for this, in the setup wizard, inventory options, options 2, you will need to select the option use select lot case breakdown option for partial rolls of material. So you need to select that option. And then the next is under the in the setup wizard, invoice setup, invoice options 3. We also need to select automatically breakdown multi-level case items. So what I'll be doing right now is first is we'll be creating the part number for the roll and the part number by foot from the item inventory, and we'll be using case breakdown to link the two together. And the next step would be receiving the roll of material through PO, like just the normal process of receiving items, which is through PO, and we'll be receiving the roll of material. And the next is the selling the roll of material by rolls or by foot. So let's start with the demonstration. So let me just go to my demo. So first is for the setup. So we go to the setup tools, setup wizard, and then we go to the inventory. So inventory and then options 2. And from here, this one right here. So we need to check this option. You select lot case breakdown option for partial rolls of materials. And the next is under the invoice setup, under the invoice options 3, we need to check automatically breakdown multi-level case items. So this is for us to like when you sell the so it can automatically break down. So okay, so once we have set it up, I will then proceed with creating the part number. Like let's create the parent item or like the roll first. So let me go to the inventory and purchases, inventory and new item. Let me just go to the others. So let's say the part number is roll, and then let's just create it. Okay, I'm just clicking OK in here. So let's see, it'll have a description of full roll of material. And let's say the cost for this is 700. Okay, so once you have created the roll of material, the next is we'll be using case breakdown to create a smaller part, which is by the foot. So we click on the case breakdown on this option right here. So if, let's say for example, the two part numbers are already existing, you have already created a part number for the roll, and you also have created a part number for the by foot, you can click on link. But for this scenario, I haven't created one yet. I only have the roll, so I'll be creating the by foot part number by clicking on create. So once you click on create, you'll get this prompt which asks me to click yes to create a smaller case size, or no to create a larger case size. So since the roll is the larger case, so we're clicking on yes to create a smaller case, which is for the by the foot part number. So click on yes. So you'll get this right here. So for the new smaller pack size unit, so what is the unit? So let's say we have it by foot. So just add a dash in here. So let me change my part number. So like say we wanted it to show material by foot. Let me before that, let me just cancel that because I forgot to type in the okay, that's correct. So this one right here, um the case quantity is like how many by foot, um how many feet are there in a roll. So like let's say we have like 150. So right now the retail and cost has been breakdown as well by foot. So we can just click on okay, and then it will automatically create the part number of the by foot. So we can then click on OK for both because we have just created the new part number. So the next step is to receive the stock. It's actually through a PO. I believe I haven't added a supplier on the role, so you can add a supplier or you can just, because right now we don't have any quantity for both the roll and the material by foot. So let me add a supplier. Let's see, test supplier. So in receiving the part, it's just the same. It's just the same process as receiving a regular inventories. It's just through purchase order. So you can either create like a new purchase order or like just go directly to the receiving report. So for my demonstration, let me just receive the roll of materials through a new receiving report. So let me just the test supplier, and then the item roll. So let's say I receive like 200 rolls of material, and then let's click on receive. Okay. All right. So if we go back to the inventory, so it will now show that we have 200 roll of rolls of materials. So if you see in here, so we have a quantity of 200. So now the next step is to sell. So the roll. So we have the option to sell the roll by rolls or by foot. So like let's start with selling it by rolls. So it's just like an oral process as well. So we create a regular sale. So like say sale, new sale, and let's say accounts receivable. Let me select a customer. Okay. And then like let's say for example the customer purchase a roll, like let's say 2 rolls of materials. So then we then exit. So the customer then have the items by roll. And at the same time, you also have the option to sell it by foot. So if we will create a new sale and then let's say the same customer, and instead of purchasing the material by roll, the customer wanted it by feet. So let's say material, or let's see, I forgot actually one option. Let me just go back to the inventory real quick. So let me go back to the material by foot. So one of the the setup that we need to set from the material foot item is that we will be selecting select lots for this. Uh, this is for us to track the uh, the remaining cuts. So I forgot to set it up later on, but you need to this up first before you receive the items. So like when you create the part number for the like roll or for this one, so you need to change the type of the material by foot to select lot. So you only need to do this for the by foot item. So the main or like the parent item or like the roll will remain as like a normal inventory type. So the purpose of this select lots option from the material by foot is for us to track how many feet are remaining in the cut row. So just need to click on OK. So let's go back. So like let's say we sell the item or like the customer wanted to buy the material by foot instead of a roll. So we just click on OK. So we type in the material. So right now we don't have stock uh, oh, I forgot to change the description. So as you can see, once you have entered the by foot item right here, like the material by foot, you can see that there is nothing in here because right now we only have rolls of materials. So we haven't cut the material yet. So what we need to do is we need to break down one of the rolls into by foot by clicking on breakdown. So you click on breakdown right here. So once you do that, it will show right here that you have 150 quantity. So of there are 150 feet on this roll. So from here, like let's say for example, the customer wanted to buy like 75 feet. So you type in 75 under the quantity, and then you need to select this one right here, and then click on OK. Then it will show that you have the 75. So like let's say for example, another customer buys by the foot. So let's see, let's just have a cash customer, and the customer wanted 90 feet. So let's do another one. So let's type in material, the foot. So as you can see, like say for example, the customer wanted to buy 90 feet of material. And right now, from the cut roll, you can see right here that there's only 75 left on one roll. So what we cannot cut 90 from 75. So what we need to do is to break down another roll. So click on breakdown. So it will create another line in here. So this 150 is for another roll that we can cut 90 from here. So like let's say we select this and then we type in 90 and you click on OK. So when you check, like let's say when you add another um, by default, you can see that in here one roll has 75 feet left, the other one has 60 left. So that's how you can track how many feet are left in the cut roll. So that actually ends my live demonstration for the receiving and selling um, a roll of material. So before we proceed with the question and answer, so let's just like to inform you guys that we have resources available, which includes the help center. We're in all available resources are listed here, and you can access it through windwardsoftware.com/help. We also have the customer care portal wherein you can search our knowledge base, and you can also submit and track support tickets, and you can access it through support at windwardsoftware.com. And we also have Windward Learning Academy, wherein you can spin up new employees. And it has lesson-based topics, and you can access it through academy.windwardoncloud.com. So the next is we also have Windward Professional Services, wherein you can get guidance from one of our professional services specialist for like in-depth discussion on certain topics. So you can contact them through windwardsoftware.com/professional-services, or you can also contact your account manager for a quote or call at 1-800-663-5750. Other than that, we also have an emergency support. So, for example, you have the following situations like entire system down, unable to take payment, you cannot log in into System 5, and you're recovering from a power outage. You can go directly to windwardsoftware.com/emergency and then fill in the form to uh, send in the emergency request. The last one is we do have webinar archives wherein you can sign up for future webinars, and you can also view previously recorded events, and you can access it through windwardsoftware.com/webinars. So do you have any questions?
Okay, thank you, Annabelle. That was an excellent presentation. And yes, at this point, guys, we're open for the questions and answer. If you have any questions or clarifications about the presentation or specifically about the topic, you can be able to write them down on the question box. So Annabelle can be able to discuss them with you whilst we still have time for that. And while waiting for, or probably while you were writing for your questions, let me just invite you for our next webinar presentation that will be on July 27th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And the topic is about process tracking menu. So if ever you're interested with that particular topic, please join us again on that webinar and have yourself registered. Again, if you have any other questions related to our webinar after this presentation, you can always request a ticket to support. Okay, so there's one question here from Jim. Could we see what in this? Sorry, could we see what the in-stock quantity looks like for the material slash roll item?
Okay. All right. So the is that the by foot or like the roll itself? Well,
I think
we can
the
just I'll just
roll.
show you both. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so this is the by foot. It now has 135 because it has like the 75 and 60. So for the other one, let's go to roll. So we sell two and then we break down two. So it now has 196 in stock because we sell two rolls of material, the full roll, and then we break down two of them. So now we have 196 left, full roll of material.
All right. I hope that answers your question, Jim. Any other question, guys? By foot as well. Yeah, I believe Jim, Annabelle was able to show you the by foot or and by roll.
Okay, so yeah, this is the by foot, so it's 135, right? Because we have cut the two rolls. One we sold 75 and the other we sold 90. So we have like 7 55 and 60 left. So all in all, there's like 135.
Okay. So Jim says, yeah, got it. Um, there's another question from Colin. He said, is there ability to square foot so that a full length isn't sold can be more segmented?
Uh, what was the question? Is there to square foot so that the full length isn't sold? It's gonna be more ability to sell by square foot.
I think
Is that what
that
you?
was what that's what he meant.
Mm, well, if that is the case, from our setup, you can only we don't have any other like settings, so the only thing that you can actually do is on the unit itself, like when you create the smaller part, you just need to set in there like the unit, like let's say square foot, uh or when we create this part, right, there is an option in there to type in what is the unit of the item. So this one I actually type in by foot. So what you can do within system 5 is just like type in what it is. It's like, let's say, the unit in there like square foot. So but it's still like the same, like the roll, like let's say this material, how many square foot is inside, or like how many like square foot of material is in that particular roll. So it's the same process, you just need to type in the description, like this material is not by foot, but it's by square foot, something like that.
Okay, I think that he agrees. I think he says that makes sense. And yes, thank you as well, Colin and Jim, for the questions. Is there anything else? We still have a few minutes to accommodate questions from you guys. Okay, I don't think there is any more questions. Again, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you as well, Annabelle, for giving us a wonderful presentation. I hope to see you guys, or I hope to see you everyone for the next 2 weeks. And like I said earlier, the topic on July 27th will be process tracking menus. So I hope you can be able to join us as well on that presentation. And good evening, everyone. Thank you so much.